Good morning. I am Shivani from Amity School of Communication, and today we have a very eminent guest in our studio, Dr. Vinita Sahay. Dr. Vinita Sahay is the second woman in the nation to be appointed as the founder director of any IIM by the Government of India in the year 2018. She heads office at IIM Bodh, Gaya. Prior to this, she worked as a marketing professor at IIM Raipur. Having 23 years of experience in the field, she has traveled across the world such as UK, US, Denmark, China and many more. She has organized international conferences, published several research papers and edited various books also. Welcome to the studio, ma'am. You are the second woman in the country to be appointed as the director of any IIM. How does it feel to get such achievement associated with you?
Thank you, Shivani, for such a wonderful introduction. Yes, you are asking about me about this responsibility.
Yes.
It's an onerous responsibility, at the same time, a huge honor as well. To set up an IIM, that too a greenfield project, itself is an extremely enriching journey, both in personal as well as in professional capacity. I have always marveled at the extreme potential of this land, which is Bihar, because all these growing years have been seeing that maximum human resource, no matter whether it is in bureaucracy or maybe in NASA Space Center, this place has been the biggest provider. But somehow, as we keep saying that from the land of Nalanda to what we are today, we all have to make a very concerted efforts to get the glory back. So not just an IIM, it's an IIM Bihar, and that's why it's little more challenging, but at the same time, little more meaningful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pam, education for girls in Bihar is evolving. Though slowly, but we have come a long way. How do you visualize these changes?
I know I am on camera, so it's not a very politically correct statement to make, but we just can't use slogans and get over it. खाली शोर मचाने से बेटी बचाओ और बेटी पढ़ाओ बेटी नहीं पढ़ती हैं. बेटी को आगे बढ़ के पढ़ाना पड़ता है. And I had a very first-hand experience in this direction last year when, in spite of being in IIM, we just had one girl student. And I distinctly remember the day when she came into our office along with the parents, a girl from deep interior Uttarakhand. And while her father was filling up the form, he happened to ask me how many girls are there on campus. And I had to tell him that yours is going to be the only one. And I distinctly remember he immediately got up and he was ready to go. It took us 4.5 hours of constant counseling, not just of the girl but also of the parents, more so, to convince them that yes, it is perfectly safe, perfectly okay to leave the girl behind. I remember I had convinced the mom saying, here's my phone number and I'm on hotline with you. No matter what time, where, when you will ring me up, I'll always pick up the phone. And I made sure that, of course, we have all kinds of struggles which we're facing in terms of hostel capacities, all those issues are still on. But I do remember my team making sure that we somehow accommodated that girl in our academic rooms, academic hostels or academic buildings, and we made sure that she was comfortable. As a result of it, today, if I can say it, we have a 300% increase in girls, which makes it to 3 girls.
Wow.
But yes, I have campuses across India where girls' strength is as high as 42, 51. So there's a long way to go. There is a Bihar perception which we need to correct. But yes, we need to actually go that extra mile and correct it. We have to really make our girls safe here. We have to really make their families feel safe here. And it's a very, very collective responsibility.
Ma'am, my next question to you is, since you have traveled across the world and you have been working so closely in the field of education, so what difference do you see in the pattern of education as well as in the student of India as compared to that of abroad?
Okay. Especially at a higher education level. See, one thing I've always felt, in which we feel we are very blessed, is the amount of importance the entire society, the families, the parents give on education. It's a very, very high priority item for us. So a family may not have enough to eat, but they will make sure that the child goes to school. Now, this is very unique to India, that the entire ecosystem tries hard, because possibly, being a populous country that we are, we know that this is where we can make a difference. Like, as a nation, we all know that entire strength is this youth power that we have. And this youth power needs to be educated, youth power needs to be skilled. So that for sure is priority. And that's the only way we can make it this time. So one difference, yes, there's immense support from the ecosystem. But when I look back, and we really need to work in terms of creating enough capacities. We really need to have quality improvements. We need to have accessibility improvements. We have to have equity improvements. So we have to work on all these three.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah. And my last question to you would be, what would be that one message which you would like to give to the youth of the nation, since you have a good experience in the field of education?
Well, message sounds very cliched, but there are no shortcuts. I know every young person would have heard it many times, but the bottom line remains, there are no shortcuts. The only way to success is through hard work. Only thing is, yes, when we do it in an area where we are very passionate about, this hard work doesn't remain hard. So youth of the nation, and finally, frankly, fortunately, we as a nation have arrived to that stage where we can offer enough opportunity to our youth to excel in a field where they wish to be. So I think as educators, it's our moral responsibility to offer every student exercise of option where he makes a choice that he wishes to study this, and then of course we have to ensure enough quality and other associations associated with it so that he excels. So we as a nation have to really work together, and what is needed from students or from youth is make up your mind, and once you make up your mind, just give it your best.
Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today and enlightening us with your words. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks you so much.